Oh, boys. We done back at it again, boys. Yo, I made some major improvements to my microphone settings. Major improvements, dude. I'm talking we're at a whole nother level here. You should be able to hear it in the quality of the microphone right now. You should be able to hear it, dog. That shit should sound clister. Too much tea this morning, boys. Holy shit. Crystal clear. Okay? English, Spency boy. English. All right. There we go. Let me know if the mic sounds good, boys. You gotta love when those words won't come out early in the morning, dude. You gotta love that. I woke up like 30 minutes ago, dude. 30 minutes ago, chugged the tea down, got on the stream, boy. That's how we do it out here, baby. We got no time to waste anymore. Boys, we got in-game sound going. We got better microphone. Oh, bro. Oh, bro. It's going to a next level, dude. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. That guy hit me with the super chat right off the bat again. $2 donation. He says, DaBaby says, let's see them toes. Oh, this guy's something else, boy. Oh, man. Oh, man. Not again. So I have the Shure SM7B 777B, whatever the hell the microphone that Joe Rogan uses and fucking most of these people use. I have that microphone. It's just a little tricky trying to get it set up to the right settings. What I didn't realize is it's such a condenser microphone that you have to get right up on it. You know, you gotta, it's not one of those kind of microphones where you can kind of have it set to like, you can be a foot away from the microphone. It's just not even like that. That's where I kind of got a little confused on it. So I was cranking my levels up way too high and I was getting far away from the microphone. The trick to it is you got to lower all your levels down, get right up on the microphone, and then it'll pick that shit up crystal clear without having so much of that like hot, aggressive sound to it, you know? It'll come out more clear. Anyways, I got it hooked up to a Yamaha mixer. Yamaha mixer, dude. I got Yamahas in real life dirt bikes, and then I also have a Yamaha mixer for my microphone. We're taking it next level, dude. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Oh, Spency boy with the willy up the face, boy. Yeah, let's go to Bamboo Hills right quick ski. Let me hit a little Bamboo Hills right quick ski, dude. What's up, boys? Just tuning in. Any of you guys that just watched my previous streams, let me know if the microphone sounds way the fuck better now, because it really should. It should sound like infinitely better now than it did before. I mean, I was basically doing it wrong before compared to what I'm doing now, so it should be not as aggressive on your ears, you know? It should be a little more chilled out. All right, let's put these bad boys on. Let's crank the laps up, dude. What can you even do in this game? 30? Okay. Let's put these bitches on all-time start. Dude, Bamboo Hills, I have to say right now, Bamboo Hills is like one of my favorite tracks in any game ever. But that's just because I like the vibe of it. I like the theme of it. Right? Whereas like Reflex stock tracks, I feel like I like the actual tracks better than anything on Alive. But it's like the theme and the vibe around the Stewart compound and you know, Bamboo Hills and shit like that. That's cool, you know? Won't really know without Drake quotes. We gotta hit them where it hurts, boy. I'm about to hit you with the wart, boy. Oh, man, not again. I tried to tell them. There ain't no telling. Ain't no telling where I'm about to take this live streaming shit. Boy, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Boy, I think No Telling's probably my favorite fucking song ever from Drake. Dude, when No Telling gets to the end, oh, dude, that beat switch up on No Telling, oh, Dude, you can't even compete with that, dog. Like, straight up. Drake, like, something happened to Drake after that Meek Mill beef. I don't know, but he ain't been the same guy since. Like, straight up, dude. If you're reading this, it's too late, and, like, nothing was the same, and 0 to 100 real quick, I'll squat on that real shit. All those songs, dude. That, like, time frame of Drake was so much better than the modern-day Drake. Like, it ain't even close, dude. Now Drake's, like, in this weird, like, you know, he's got the kid, but he's also trying to be, like, Mr. Forgive Everybody, you know? He's, like, trying to avoid all the beef, which is kind of bizarre. He's like, let's make up, but then he's also kind of taking shots at the same time, but he's obviously not going to do a diss track on anybody. It's just weird. Like, I don't understand Drake's position right now. I really don't. It made a lot more sense back in the summer 16 revenge, out here looking for revenge. Goddamn, boy. I miss those days. That gave me so much motivation back in them days, dude. Like, for whatever reason, his new album just did not... Let me pop a Willie No Squilly Wet Willie Wednesday. For some reason, his new album just didn't... Like, there was a couple of decent songs on it, but it was lacking. Like, it didn't have a free smoke. It didn't have a hype. It didn't have an energy. You know, it didn't really have that hype you up song on it, really, anywhere. I mean, yeah, it had No Friends in the Industry. That was just kind of mediocre for Drake, I would say. Girls Want Girls Where I'm From. I mean, that's not really a hype you up song, you know. I don't know. He just didn't quite have the same hype you up level songs on Certified. For some reason, he went more down the route of like more girl appealing songs, and then kind of his like, you know, Champagne Poetry. Some of those other songs kind of have that not really like hype you up, but they're more just chill vibe sounding songs. I like when Drake goes and tears them a new one, dude. Like, free smoke, smoke. I don't know. I like that kind of Drake more than I like the let's all sing Kumbaya Drake. You know what I mean? But goddamn, dude. I mean, even back in the day, Fake Love, dude, straight out to my face. And that's why they smile in my face. Whole time they want to take my place. Whole time they want to take... Boy, that was back when I was doing some college parties, boy. Woo-wee. That was a fun time. But, like, there was something, even on those older albums, like, If You're Reading This Is Too Late and Nothing Was the Same and all that, even the more chill songs were badass, dude. That was the weird part. Like, even, like, No Tellin' is not really a super hype you up song. You know, Madonna's not really a super hype you up song, but they were so badass, dude. If I die, I'm a legend. I am the... Why do I feel like the only one? Why do I feel like you owe me? Something just hit me deep in my soul, dude, on that album. Something just hit me. I'm still awake. I gotta shine this year. I mean, god dang, boy. What's up, boys in chat? Spitzy boy just out here hitting all the damn Drake fucking quotes right now, dude. Boy, we making big improvements with the microphone sound. We got big improvements. Finally got in-game sound again, so that's always a positive. We're just out here ripping and snorting on Bamboo Hills all-time 30-lapper. Let's see what this deformation does here. I don't know why I still have this in the side view. There's only 3 different camera views on Alive, which is certainly interesting. Definitely an interesting little thing. There's a quad daddy right here. Or that might have just been a triple, I don't know. Something close to it. Something close to it. Boys, what's up? Spency boy got the streams. Whoa, that's weird when you go from playing in that side view back to the directly behind the rider view. Yo, Smitzy boy out here popping her right back off again. Yeah, like I really wish Drake would have just kept his vibe that he had, like back-to-back era, 0 to 100 real quick, whole squat on that really shit. Oh, man. Even like Charged Up, dude. Oh, man. I don't know. I guess they can't rule forever. Even though Drake's still getting the numbers, it's like, I don't know, dog. It ain't the same anymore, man. I mean, it's still good, don't get me wrong. Like, Drake's worst is everybody else's best, don't get me wrong. But it's not Drake's best work, I don't feel like. But, yeah. Yeah, something about that Meek Mill beef just changed Drake. Like, I don't know if he was getting a bunch of threats after that or what. Something happened after that really kind of changed the way he talked on the mic, you know? Kind of changed the way he was. At least that's where I can notice the difference, where everything started to change. What's up, boys just tuning in? Let me take a look-see at chat here real quick. We'll let these boys pass us. What's up, Fate Dealer? What's up, dog? You used to call me on my... Oh, dude, that song fucking popped off. What's up, Bill? You used to. Then it got way overplayed. I still remember playing that song back before it was even popular at all. Me and my home dog were at my mom and dad's house. I remember playing that like, this is some weird-ass new Drake song. Nobody's going to like this shit. Sounds kind of weird. And we're like, dude, this song is sick, right? And then like literally a month later, it was like the biggest song ever. That was so weird when that happened. That also happened whenever I first heard In My Feelings, right? First heard that song way before it was really popping off, before the dance and all that shit. And I was like, oh, this song's kind of vibing. But then once it gets too popular, then it's not as cool, you know? You get a song gets a little too popular, and then it's just like, nah, I'm good. Spency boy out here. The problem, I can turn my HUD on, but what'll happen here is you'll get that weird shit where it shows the position of the rider in front of you. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of that. And this weird, like, what is this fucking bar underneath me telling me how many feet behind the dude is? Like, that's a little bit overkill, dog. That's a little bit overkill, dog. MotoMika, what's up, my dude? Ski. Welcome back, brother. MotoMika, hitting me with the membership out here again. The big dog, the big daddy. MotoMika, always supporting the streams, always coming through. God dang. Round of applause for the MotoMika, and also round of applause for TKO Smokey. Them boys, god dang, boys. There's certain of you individuals, you boys support me way the hell more than you should, and that says a lot, man. That is big time. That's why I'm putting in the work right now. That's why I'm doing it. Because I've seen the result of when I do put the work in, like, let's try to make the audio better, let's try to improve on this, let's try to make the streams better, let's try to... We're just digging into it every day, dude. We're making it a little better every fucking day, dude. It's only up from here, big dogs. It's only up from here. We're going to get that face cam. We're going to get that green screen. It's going to take a little bit of cleverness to get that all set up in the particular room that I'm in, but we will eventually have that shit popping off, dogs. We're going to have the face cam. I'm going to have some overlay that pops up showing all the memberships, all the super chats. We're going to get it all going. In due time, my dudes. In due time. We're in 10th. Let's restart. Actually, let's go to a different track. 420 Blaze. Let's go to a different track here. MotoMika the GOAT out here, straight up. Straight up, no question about it. All right. Boys, I'll let you pick the track in chat. Any of these national tracks, pick it, dog. Just pick it. Sipping on that tea. Yo, MotoMika says grand views, so I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. We take membership priority here today, boys. Sorry. Membership priority. Membership priority. I'm telling you right now, there's little things like that I'm going to do like that. in streams where anytime a member says something, I'm going to look at that before I look at everybody else's, right? That's just the way it is, boys. Man, straight up to my face. Yeah, and Drake even came out on that interview and said that his favorite album of his own was Nothing Was the Same. Boy, I tell you, nothing was the same after that. Woohoo! That would have been right in my prime high school days, dude. When Nothing Was the Same came out, oh man. That was like, I can still remember some parties where like Language and all that like just came out, dude. All me for real. Then you had the somewhere between Psychotic and Iconic, somewhere between I Want It and I Got It, somewhere between I'm Sober and I'm Lifted, somewhere between A Mistress and Commitment. Oh, dude, that shit take me back right there, boy. That right there may be one of Drake's best songs, too. Like, whoo! That one's on a whole nother vibe, dude. That's one of those Drake songs where it's like, how the fuck did this dude even make this? Like, I didn't even know Drake was capable of this. Like, holy shit. Drake came a long way from the best I ever had, right? He came a long way from that. Faux show. 30 dudes in the chat. What's up, big dogs? What up, my dude? Spency boy. Oh, Spency boy. Holy shit. All that Reflex arcade motocross playing I've been doing's got my skill levels on another level. Holy shit. I mean, we're straight scooting out here, boys. Straight Scooty Puff Jr. in out here, boys. Holy shit. Yeah, this is very, very similar to the, not the Catapult Canyon, but whatever, Piston Valley. I think this one's kind of similar to that. This one's got a pretty good flow to it, though. I like the flow of this track right here. It's got it going on, man, for sure. Oh. That's a nice little line, but then but I guess you don't have to jump anything big right there, though. But yeah, you know, Alive was one of those things that in my mind, I look at Alive like, well, it wasn't no Reflex, but it was still acceptable. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I look at it. It wasn't no Reflex, but it was still okay for what it was. And, you know, obviously when MX vs. ATV changed all their shit, brought Nordic on and all that stuff, they apparently didn't have access to the Reflex code and all that. I mean, this was probably about the best job they could have done without having that. What I'm the most confused about is how the hell do you go from this to MX vs. ATV Supercross? That's the fucking thing I can't understand right there. That's the part I'm like still mind baffled, like what the fuck happened there. That's the part I'm still like scratching my head on, dude. Like I genuinely don't know what the hell happened there at all. All right, if you hit this right here, then you can double this, but then there's really no point because then you're going to overjump that, so you might as well do the triple in there. Might as well. Dude says in chat, Alive was more fun than Reflex. That's the funny part, is there's this group of people, and if you look at the stats on Alive being their first real motocross game they ever played, okay? That's a heavy stat with the guys that think Alive was more fun than Reflex. That's a heavy stat with them boys. Right? Them was them boys, but there still probably is a number of dudes that played quite a bit of Reflex and then played Alive. I actually had a buddy back in high school that thought Alive was better than Reflex. I was like, all right, bro. I mean, you can think that if you want, but I don't know how you think that because it's just, I mean, yeah, Alive is fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just not the same, dude. And yeah, the James Stewart compound is kick-ass. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, there's a lot of cool elements to Alive, but this right here is, I just don't feel like the whip system of Alive is quite where it was on Reflex. Like there's a bizarre like I don't know, you just can't get quite as much of the naturalistic movement out of the bike on Alive that you could Reflex. That was one thing right there. Alive feels a little more restrictive in the air than Reflex does. Period. Like, period. That's not a debate. That's not an argument. That period. That's a is what it is right there. That's one of the biggest vibes that I kind of enjoy Reflex more because I like right where Reflex sits as far as like how loose the actual whip physics are, right? That's right about where I like it. In like when you go to a all out, I feel like they went a little too loose with that. They went a little too crazy with that. Then it gets like super arcade. Whereas I feel like once they started to go to Alive and then MX vs. ATV Supercross, they started to go the other direction. They started to make it too restrictive, right? So yeah. Holy nuts. Let me crash 500 times here. But the thing about Alive, though, is I think what kind of hurt Alive was it was literally the game that came out right after the GOAT of arcade motocross games. So I feel like if Alive would have came out before Reflex, it would have been, you know, kind of considered more so than what it was. But another thing, Alive did not have a full Supercross series at all. Yes, it did come out with the 2 little DLC, little wannabe Supercross Arena Cross tracks. And yes, you did have the 2 Supercross tracks on the James Stewart compound, but that ain't no full Supercross series, dog. That was another thing about Alive. This is when they got into the micro pay DLC bullshit, okay? That was not in Reflex, all right? So that's another little thing to just put out there when you try to compare both of the games. Like, you can't, I mean, this is more of a half of a game, content-wise, than it is like a full-blown, it just straight up is, dude. We got an Alive fanboy in the chat here. Alive Supercross tracks were way better than Reflex SX, scaled way better. No. What they were was, let me get on them here. Okay, oh, are you talking about the 2 Supercross tracks in the entire game? Is that the ones you're talking? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, let's go to those real quick. They weren't scaled, quote-unquote, better. They were scaled more one-to-one scaling realistic, which doesn't always mean better in a arcade motocross game. This is where a lot of you boys get real confused. Is it cool to have a couple of tracks like this? You know, Reflex has 1 or 2 tighter tracks like this. It does. But Reflex also has variation. First of all, Reflex has a full Supercross series. This game doesn't, so you can't even compare the two. Okay, but this is way more down your one-to-one scaling vibe right here, right? This is way, way slower gameplay right here. Is it cool to have one track like this in an arcade motocross game? Sure, it is. But this is also way the fuck slower gameplay. It's a totally different kind of way to play a arcade game, right? It's been a while since I rode on this track, but I'll hit these rhythms a little better here in just a minute. But the other thing I wasn't the biggest fan of with Alive, especially on a track like this right here, is there's so much momentum loss. Like, there's not as much flow on it, dude. So much momentum loss. That's not the same as going in there on a Fort Dodge Round 2 on Reflex. You will never convince me that this is more fun or quote-unquote better than a Fort Dodge Round 2 on Reflex. The gameplay and everything, you will never convince me that this is more fun or better than that. Is this more realistic? Is this more one-to-one scaling? Yes. Is it more fun for an arcade mode? You know, arcade, you got to remember what kind of game it is. It's not a simulator. It's an arcade game, okay? That's where the difference comes from. Right there. Okay, what I want you to picture is I want you to picture this kind of track, okay, but with Reflex stock Supercross track scaling. Imagine a James Stewart compound made by the original Reflex developers, okay, put into Reflex. It would be way the fuck more fun than this is right here. That's the end to the argument right there. If you made this kind of compound, this kind of track with Reflex stock track scaling and had a James Stewart compound from the original Reflex developers in Reflex, it would be levels above this. It would be mountains above this, fun factor-wise. It wouldn't even be close. But see, that's the comparison. There is no James Stewart compound in Reflex, and the James Stewart compound is badass, so it makes it seem like it's more than what it is in Alive just because there is no James Stewart compound in Reflex. You can't compare it the same because there is no Stewart compound in Reflex. If there was a James Stewart compound in Reflex from the developer, okay, I'm not talking about custom compound, from the developer, it would have been, oh my lant, dude. It'd have been so much better than this right here. Whoo! Wouldn't even have been close. That's how much different it would have been. But yeah, that's another little element to the physics of Alive that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Then you got this other Supercross track over here as well. We'll go to that. But I don't like the momentum loss, clutch boosting. Every time you land, it's like you almost come to a complete stop. I don't like that vibe of Alive. That's the part of Alive that I like the way Reflex is more flowy. It's more flowy with your landing and your momentum and your land and momentum switching. You know, you don't lose so much momentum when you land on Reflex. You can kind of keep your speed up a little more on Reflex. There's a little more fun factor on Reflex because of that. You know what I'm saying? Boy, oh man. Yeah, I know these motocross games, big dog. I know what the hell I'm talking about here, big dog. You can have that opinion. That's fine. You can think that Alive is better or whatever. That's fine. It's a free country out here, okay? But I'm just saying it really shouldn't even be a debate. It really shouldn't even be a debate. All right, let's do a little clutch boost quad here. That is so weird to me how there was clutch boosting in this game. The only thing with Reflex that you can say was kind of like an exploity buggy thing would have been like whip glitching. That's about the only thing you can say with Reflex, which that's something you do in the air, you know, kind of off the jump face in the air. Whereas this, it feels like you literally have to pull the clutch in and dump the clutch every time you land. That's just annoying. That's not fun to do. At least for me anyways, that's not fun to do. It's not fun to have to feel like I have to clutch boost every time I land in the game. That's not really a fun, like, gameplay element. And this is where they brought back the actual seat bounce button. I still feel like that was better in Reflex. Not having an actual seat bounce button per se, but you could still seat bounce the bike. It was kind of a different animal back then, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're good, Grant. You're good, dog. I have no problem with you having that opinion, trust me. But I also have my opinion on it as well, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just two different guys, different opinions on it. That's all good, big dog. See, people think just because I have a different opinion than somebody else that I'm like saying that you're like a bad person or like you're a terrible person because you have that opinion. No, it's not that. I got to make the videos fun, you know what I'm saying? I got to make the streams fun. That's why I fuck around and say shit like, dude, oh, what the fuck you thinking, dog? It ain't even close, dog. You know, all this shit. But it's cool. Like, at the end of the day, I really don't care that, you know, people like Alive better than Reflex or people like this better than that or whatever. I think it just all comes down to your experiences in these games. You know, it's like if you got into Alive more so before you got into Reflex, or if you barely played Reflex and then you got into Alive more, or it, you know, all these different elements makes a big difference in your overall opinion in the long run. You know, it's all in how you experience it. That's a really big deal to it, man. Here's another thing to Alive that makes it worse than Reflex. The girls, hello? Come on now. Them girls on Reflex are popping off, boy. I mean, we got to give Reflex a couple points just for that right there. Just for that right there, dude. Oh, man. But yeah, like if Alive would have had a full-blown Supercross series in it, like it was supposed to have, right? Like if Alive had everything that MX vs. ATV Supercross had in it, let me pop off real quick. If it had that full Supercross series, if it had 252 strokes customizable, that's another thing about Alive that is not better than Reflex. There is no 252 stroke customizable bike. Yes, there is the one on the little free ride track, which is complete bullshit. They had it made in the game to put in a free ride track, and then they don't even allow you to have a customizable 252 stroke. What the fuck? But anyways, see, there's a couple more things with Alive that's just like, what the fuck? You know, there's a couple more elements of this game when you compare it to Reflex where it's just like, what the fuck were they doing? That's one of them right there, the 252 stroke thing. Like, I really don't understand that. Another little element to this game is I genuinely feel like the 250s are actually faster in this game than the 450s. Boy, I'm digging in on Alive now, boy. And I had a good time with Alive, don't get me wrong. I had a good time with this game. It was a fun little experience. But in the grand scheme, when you go back and compare it to Reflex, I just think Reflex was overall better. Like, no other way to say it. It was just overall better. Holy nuts. Let me get on the brakes a little too hard there. But, yeah, that was one element of it. I genuinely feel like, especially when you're on the tight Supercross tracks, the 250 is actually better than the 450. It's so much more nimble. But maybe if you get on some of the more wide open tracks, like wide open national tracks, the 450 may actually be a little more like a 450 should be difference-wise, but definitely on the tighter tracks, I feel like the 250 is where it's at in this game, and I don't feel like that on Reflex. I feel like the 450 is always better on Reflex, no matter what situation you're in. It's straight up always better, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? 51 dudes in the chat. We're breaking the 50 mark again, boys. Oh, man. Spency boy got that tea sipping, ripping, Big Daddy vibing. Oh, my God. We're popping off now. What's up, boys? Just tuning in. Dude, that's a fun little track right there. Can't lie. Can't lie about it, dude. I got to go to one of these snow tracks. One thing I will say that was cool about Alive is they did have some cool different biomes on the tracks. They had a snow vibe biomes, and they had the tropical vibe biomes, and they had the deserty vibe biomes, and they had the Stewart compound, which is undeniable. You know, they had some cool little biomes going in here, but I don't feel like the free ride tracks of this game matched up to Reflexes either, even though they were cool. I mean, yeah, the Stewart compound is the Stewart compound. You can't really say anything about that. But I don't know. There's something about those Reflex free ride tracks that really gave you that expansive feeling. I don't know. It's kind of a different vibe. Yeah, there's a lot of good takeaways from Alive. Don't get my words twisted, dog. And that's the way anytime I say anything about anything, no matter if it's MX bikes, no matter what the fuck it is, right? Oh, man. Whatever opinion I have on it, like, listen, dog, I'm well aware of the positives of the games, okay? I'm well aware of it, big dogs. Like, it's not taking anything away from the positives. It's just when you start comparing, that's when it gets to a different kind of a point there, you know? You start comparing this to that and that element of this motocross game to that motocross game. Kind of gets to a different little vibe there, you know? That's a lot different than just saying, oh, this game has no positives to it. You know what I'm saying? That's a fun little jump right there. Yeah, I'm actually on the 250 right now, boys. 250 is where it's at in this game. Almost 60 dudes in the chat. What's up, boys? We made major improvements to the microphone audio. We got in-game sound going now. Spency boy just making these streams better by the day. A stream a day will keep the doctor away, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, not again. Spency boy back at it again. Oh, man. Oh, brothers. Oh, brothers. Boys, I appreciate you tuning in to another stream. We're going to get some MX bike streams popping off here real soon. MX sim streams popping off here real soon. I know what the boys want. Don't you worry. We're going to get it going. Don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing, bro. Oh, Spence. This is a Mac Daddy fatty jump right here. Big dog jumping. Big dog jumping. 420 Blaze. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. 65 dudes in the chat. Holy shit, numbers just going to keep going, dude. It's just going to keep popping off. Boys, any super chats I get, I will read your message off in the stream. We also got the Dudeski memberships. Become a Dudeski today. You can look on my front page, hit the join button. It'll show you all the perks you get with that. Now you can see I'm live streaming like a big dog. Now you can see I'm live streaming every motherfucking day. We ain't missing a day, okay? Do it every day and you won't miss a day, okay? That's where we're at right now. So we're going to be popping off a lot more with the memberships and everything like that. Dude says no in-game sound. It's probably just so low you can barely hear it. I'm trying to work it up slowly, bruh. Slowly. I don't want to get it up too high. Don't want to get her up too high. Dude says stop preloading. Motherfucker, I can preload whenever I want, boy. I'm preloading for the fun of it. You think I'm trying to go fast right now? You think I'm trying to go fast on the track? Dog, I'm preloading because I'm trying to get some whip daddy fatties going right now, big dogs. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts. Let's see if we can get some whip daddies going here. Come on, Spence. Throw you a fatty whip, boy. Throw you a fatty whip, boy. Oh, hello. Yep, there was also that little group of dudes that kind of took Alive a little bit too seriously as well. I'm sure you have an entire pro race scene thing of Alive that was there back when this game was kind of popping off. But, yeah. Interesting to see those little pro race scenes in these particular arcade motocross games. It's just kind of interesting to see that. They had that kind of community with the official Supercross games as well, which was interesting. That was kind of an interesting little thing. And then obviously they still got it going for Reflex. I don't know if it's still really a thing in Alive. I'm not really sure, but interesting to see that on the arcade games, you know. All right, got a super chat here. Let me take a look-ski. Grant Eckert, I don't really know how to say your name. He says, you should go to Devil's Playground Free Ride and do the long jump hang time glitch on the rock. Yeah, I know there's quite a few little glitches in this game. Other dudes said in chat, this game is ridiculously unrealistic. Yeah, I think it's a bizarre balance because, like, I feel like Alive tried to go more realistic as far as the jump designs and the shit like that, you know? Like, especially with the Stewart Supercross tracks and everything. You know, it tried to go a little more realistic than, yeah, I'll go to that free ride track just because, but I ain't going to do no rock glitch or anything, but I'll go to it. Yeah, it's weird because Alive is like, it has certain more, what you would call more realistic track scaling, you know what I'm saying? More so than Reflex, but again, it's an arcade motocross game, but there's also a lot of elements to Alive that were, Devil's Playground, yeah, we'll get on this one. There's also elements to Alive where I feel like the animations of the bike and shit don't necessarily flow as much as they would on Reflex. That's another little, you know, you can talk about certain elements being more realistic, but then there's other elements that aren't as much realistic. Right? It's kind of it's a interesting little balance, but like, I guess my point is if the original Reflex developers would have went in there and made a bunch of one-to-one scaling tracks. I can't remember. I think it's Stone Point 2 maybe? Fuck, I can't remember the real small scaling stock track on Reflex, Supercross stock track. I can't remember which one it is in my head right now, but there's one of them on there that's got some smaller scaling compared to all the other ones. And dude, if the Reflex original creators would have made the entire series, if they'd have made an entire series like that, that still would have been badass on Reflex. But I don't think it would have been quite to the level of having like the variation that it had with the scaling of having tracks like Fort Dodge Round 2 and Pine Top and, you know, some of these other tracks that kind of opened up the scaling a little bit. Like, that's really what made Reflex as fun, and, you know, it kind of got away from that making every track feel like the same track. MX vs. ATV Supercross, every milestone game ever. You know what I'm saying? It gave you a different vibe, dog, on every track. Every track had a different vibe. That's what made 69 dudes in the chat. We're taking her somewhere now, boys. Holy nuts. 69 dudes in the chat. Holy. Okay, so, but yeah, that's what, in all reality, like, could the Reflex developers have went in there and made all the tracks more realistic one-to-one scaling? Yeah, but, again, it would have took away some from Reflex. I really genuinely believe it would have took away some from the game stock track variation-wise if they'd have done that. I think it would have took away a little bit, boys. Like, imagine Reflex stock tracks without Fort Dodge Round 2, without Pine Top, without Razorback. If you just cut out all those ones that are a little more what you'd call unrealistic scaling, it wouldn't have been the same Reflex, you know? That's like pinnacle arcade motocross game fun factor. Like, pinnacle. And you see that a lot in a lot of these other arcade motocross games. You see that a lot nowadays as well. Milestone's got a real problem with this. That Milestone's got the worst problem with this, where they're getting into that, making the track so fucking narrow. So narrow. The jumps are so small. It's just, it eliminates so much of that arcade fun factor, dude. So much of that fun factor. Boys, this stream's straight popping off right now. Holy nuts. Been a minute since I was up in the 60s. Been a minute, boys. But yeah, Alive is always going to be a fun little game to go back and play and shit. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I got the damn two-stroke fucking dune quad on this track right here. Oh, man. About to hit you with the work, boy. Spency Boy made massive improvements to his microphone quality. You guys should be able to hear that in comparison to my previous couple live streams that I did. Oh, man. We made massive improvements. Like big dog improvements. Let's go get that four-wheeler real quick. Let's get that four-wheeler real quick there, brother. Let me get up here to it. But yeah, once you start really digging in, I think I hit, yeah, I got to go around here. Once you, 71 dudes, 70 dudes in the, are we going to break 100 today, dude? Holy crap. We may fuck around and break 100 today. Let's see what we got up in here. Boys, be sure you got that notification bell hit. We're streaming every motherfucking day. We're going to stream everything you can imagine. Forgot how to actually, there we go. To hell and back, boy. I'm on the highway to hell. Oh. Dude, this thing right here. I gotta admit, this is pretty sick, them throwing this thing in here. It would have been cool to have been able to ride on this, like on any track, though. You know, same way with the 252-stroke little secret bike. Why didn't you just let us, like, use that? I guess it wouldn't have technically been a secret thing then at that point, so, like, I understand it, but at the same time, it sucks because they went through all that effort to actually make it in the game, but you can only use it on those one individual free ride tracks. It's like, shit, dude. That's called, like, limiting content right there. That is content limiting. You never want to do that in a game that's already lacking a little bit of content. You never, ever want to do that in a game like that. Never, ever, ever. That, like, goes against the entire, at least in my head, that goes against the entire code of, like, game design, you know? That'd be like having a Call of Duty that had like half of the content that you expect it to have, and then you have a special gun or 2 or 3 or a special map that you can only use with this one thing or whatever. You know, you don't want to limit the shit. You know what I mean? Last thing you ever want to do in game development is limit something. Do not ever limit something. I mean, obviously there's some limits to it. Don't get me wrong. Now I got myself fucked right here. I can't get over that. You got to get all the momentum from the back. But it certainly didn't make sense having fully customizable 252 strokes in Reflex, the game right before this. Then you get to here, and there is no customizable 252 stroke, right? That's the part that kind of hits you where it hurts a little bit, because you just had that. Just had that, bruh. Man, but I do love a dune freeride track. I'll tell you that right now. Dune freeride tracks are badass, dog. They are badass. Hell and back, boys. Oh, man, gotta love it. Is this Scooty Puff Jr.'s actual real-life ATV? I'm kind of starting to think it is, dude. This is literally Scooty Poop Jr.'s real-life ATV right here, dude. Oh, man. All right, let's get on a different. Let's do a little more racing in the game. I want to see some more deformation. Well, Jesse, I see you there in chat. Well, yeah, but that's just one problem of Alive. See, I don't understand where these certain guys are coming from. I genuinely don't understand it when they say this is the best physics of any MX versus ATV series. I don't understand it. I don't understand that. Was this like some of MX versus ATV's better physics systems? Yeah, probably. If you compare it to like MX versus ATV Supercross, you know, and even All Out, I think this is definitely probably comparable, maybe a little better than All Out. But when you start talking about like Reflex, that's where I can't understand it. I can't understand it, dude. But I don't know, man. All right, let's get on a different track here. Oh, Piston Valley. Dude, we got to hit Piston Valley one time. We got to hit Piston Valley one time. Yeah, it did have the hydroplaning over the water. That was a pretty cool little element. But just like I said earlier in the stream, I can pinpoint directly the reasons why I like Reflex's physics better. I can pinpoint it directly. A lot of people that say they think Alive's physics was better than Reflex, they can't even actually pinpoint what it was. That's the interesting part. Like, I'm open. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the chat here. If you can explain to me directly why the physics are quote-unquote better in Alive than Reflex, I'm open to take a look at it, dog. But, so let me explain to you why I think Reflex's physics was better than Alive. Okay? First things first, Alive is more restrictive than Reflex, certainly in the air. Certainly. And of course, there's a balance to how restrictive. You got to have some restriction or you kind of lose realism, right? There's a balance to that. I totally understand that. But still, I mean, yeah, you can scrub the bike in Alive. You can turn the bike. I just don't feel like it's as fluent coming off of a jump face. It's just not as fluent movement coming off of a jump face as it is on Reflex. You can still get that bitch low to the ground when you're scrubbing it, but there's just, I don't know, it just doesn't have quite the same. But that's just one element of it. The other element, like I spoke about before, is the loss of momentum everywhere on Alive. It's got way more of a loss of momentum element, which kind of, especially when you're on them tight Supercross tracks, it kind of slows the game down a little bit. But, whereas I feel like Reflex, it's, even if you come up a little short on something, yeah, you'll lose a little bit of speed, you know, you'll lose a little bit of momentum, but it's not like, it's not, oh my God, I just literally came to a complete stop because I came up 1 foot short on something randomly. You know, it's a little, Reflex just has a little more flow to it, in my opinion. That's like the physics system has a little more flow. But you got to understand the difference from physical flow coming off of obstacles, okay? And like right here, you can see me on a live. It looks like I'm flowing right now, right? It looks like, because they added this system into this game where it creates this crazy like screen shake when you start going really fast. That was not really the case in Reflex. It doesn't really have that like, oh, the screen starts shaking like crazy when you start going really fast, right? I prefer it more like how it was on Reflex in that sense, where it doesn't get so screen shaky, like, oh, I'm about to take off to another dimension, right? I prefer Reflex's just kind of more chill screen filling that it has, okay? That's another little element right there. And I feel like going back to an actual seat bounce button is you're kind of going back in development of arcade motocross games. You really are. Going back to an actual seat bounce button. Of course, in Reflex, you can still seat bounce. There's not a technical button for it in the game, but you can still seat bounce, right? There was no reason to ever go back to having a seat bounce button like you had back in Unleashed and Untamed and all that. There was really no reason in going back to that. And they've still kept that in All Out, even though you can run it without it. I get it. But still, I don't feel like it really... It kind of feels like you're going backwards with the physics system at that point. When you have to go back to older, like from Unleashed, Untamed type systems to the game. Of course, some people enjoy this seat bounce button because they really enjoyed Unleashed and Untamed, and I can understand that. But if you're talking about progression in these physics systems, it really doesn't make sense to have it. It really doesn't really make all that much sense to have it. Like if you go to MX Sim or MX Bikes, yeah, they technically have a sit-down button, but it ain't going to do nothing to what it does in Alive or Unleashed or Untamed. It's just it'll barely help you change your trajectory a little bit on a jump face, right? And I also don't think the deformation was as good in Alive as it was in Reflex. I really genuinely don't think it was. Fuck talking about it being better. I don't even think it was as good as Reflex's terrain deformation. I literally just did a race with a full gate of AI on the PC, or I mean a full gate of actual dudes on Reflex. Just did a multiplayer live stream on that. Oh my god, dude. That deformation was so much fun, I can't even like put it into words. But, like, this is not that. This deformation right here is not that. Straight up. Like, there ain't even really a question about it, you know? This is a lot more, like, mellowed out, softer, smoother, not as much of a hardcore rut development. You know, it's very much more like that than it is Reflex on Sandwick, Reflex on... you know, even like some of them tracks like Pine Top, dude, you can get a rut built so hardcore on that. Oh my god. But yeah. You can see right there, you see how when I throw a whip, like, just look at this right here. Let me get on a bigger jump. I'll kind of explain this a little bit. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't have the same... It doesn't have that same natural movement animation of the whip of Reflex to me. That's the part I can't get over about Alive. It's like something that was tried to be made after Reflex to try to be as close as it could to Reflex, to try to match up to Reflex, but they just didn't quite get there with Alive. That's really what I feel like. It just didn't quite get there. It's not to say there's not good elements of Alive, because there is, but I don't know, man. There's just something about it. TKO Smokey out here. Member for 9 months. He says, good morning, T-Boy. The T-Boy out here, T-ripping, open up the T-valve, T-ripping, T-sipping, Big Daddy. Oh, man. TKO Smokey with the $10 super chat donation. Boy, you going to hit me again today? Holy nuts. Yo, go hit TKO up go hit his channel, subscribe to him on YouTube, whatever the fuck you can do, because this big dog sent me like $60 like a couple streams ago, and now here he is popping off again. Like, good God, man, the support is crazy out here, bro. The support just be crazy out here, bro. But yeah, it really comes down to it's a feeling thing. And anytime you start talking about a feeling thing, then it gets very subjective, right? It gets very like, well, this guy can feel this feeling in this game, and then this guy can like the feeling of this more than that, right? So you kind of get in a little bit of a... it's going to be hard for people that think that this is better than Reflex to even understand what I'm saying about why I think Reflex is better. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for them to even understand that because they've already got this feeling vibe of Alive over Reflex, right? Oh, here's another little element right here that I thought was better in Reflex than Alive. So, you guys know they introduced the entire let's collide for infinity and beyond, and nobody's going to go down at all, period, ever from collision in this game. They went way too far with that, dude. Way too far. Like, if you sit there and, you know, bang bars, as you'd call it, you sit there and collide with each other. Let me try to do it right here at this guy. Like, eventually somebody needs to go down, you know? Whereas I feel like on Alive, you just never go down. You never go down running into each other. And that's cool and all. It makes it to where you can have these, like, fucking run into each other for infinity and, you know, do that for constantly. Whereas sometimes on Reflex, you'll pop off really quick before you can even do anything. I get it, but I feel like Alive just took it a little too far with the never crashing when you run into each other. It's too like, soft collision. Too soft collision, man. Another little thing about Alive. Boy, we're digging in right here. Another little thing about Alive. My grandma can literally do an infinite wheelie and stoppie in this game. Her first day playing the game. My literal grandma can do that in this game, okay? Infinite wheelie. I'm talking infinite. You can do an infinite stoppie where you're sitting there full 12 o'clock stoppie, 12 o'clock wheelie, and you're barely even moving, and it's just, you can do it infinitely. It takes absolutely no skill to do that in this game. Whereas on Reflex, it does take more skill to do that. It's not just a infinite, you don't even have to try and you can do a wheelie for infinity and beyond. Reflex is not like that. That's another indisputable thing right there. Right? So, again, there's more to it than just Alive has less content than Reflex. There's more to it than that. Way more to it than that, bruh. All right, let's get on a different track ski here. I used to actually have those DLC little arena cross tracks, but that was on my older account right here. I was max level, max 50 level with the little damn scrub upgrade and all that. Trust me, dog. I've played Alive that hardcore before, okay? But this was whenever I changed my email back there like 2012, 2013, so then I got a new account, and that's what created this new account on level 30 with different shit going on here, right? Some of these little tracks are kind of fun right here. Let's get on the Ocean View. Some of these are pretty cool. Let's get this Deformation going, dude. Boys, I appreciate you tuning in the stream. This game came out in like 2011, I think. Pretty sure 2011. So, what? 2 years after Reflex, I guess. 2011 or 2012, something around there. Dude says in chat, let me pause. I got to read this right here. This cracks me up. This literally gives me a chuckle right here. Hang on. Oh, you got to love not being able to hit the pause button while you're on the start gate. Dude, you literally just gave me a chuckle. Jesse in chat says, what I've always stood by is Reflex is a far better game, whereas Alive had the better physics system. Ooh, that's cute, bud. That's cute. Again, you're open to your own opinion, but that's the thing, in my mind, that's the thing that makes Reflex what it is the physics system. You understand what I'm saying? That's literally what makes it that. So what you just said right there is like the complete opposite of the way I think about it in my head. It's literally directly the opposite. But again, you know, on Reflex, you really got to get in there. You got to change a couple settings. Like it's got that couple little settings where you can turn the bike sharper. Couple little tuning settings in there that you got to make sure you got where they're not handicapped. And then, of course, when you start getting on the 450, it kind of changes Reflex as well. Right, when you really start big dogging on the 450, on the 360 version specifically, the PC version of Reflex, you know, some of you guys that are talking about Reflex here in the chat, I'm sure what you're remembering in your head is mainly the PC version because that's what everybody's been playing on Reflex since like 2011, 2012, right? But when I talk about Reflex's physics system and all that shit, I'm talking about the 360 version, okay? So if you've not put a good 2,000 plus hours into the 360 version of Reflex, then no wonder you don't really understand. No wonder you think Alive is better. No wonder you think all these other things because I'm telling you right now, the PC version is not the same. It does not feel as good as the 360 version to me. Like straight up. It just doesn't. It's just got a different weird little feeling to it. And I think that confuses a lot of people because, you know, nowadays they get into that P74 dudes in the chat. What's up, bros? They get a little confused by that, right? And even some of the dudes that did play the 360 version back in the day, but they've gotten to that PC version, and that's the only version they've played for quite a while. I feel like they get a very kind of skewed opinion on it because what they remember in their head is not the 360 version, it's the PC version. You see? 80 dudes in the chat. Holy nuts. Spency boy straight popping off out here. Gotta love that bamboo, though, dude. Looky there. Gotta love that bamboo, bruh. Gotta love it. What's up, Isaac? What's up, big dog? But yeah. I'm down to have a conversation on a stream. I'm all down for it, bruh. I'm all down for it, bruh. But yeah, Alive definitely has like a different artistic interpretation of like motocross physics. You know, it definitely has a different kind of vibe to it. And certainly if you start trying to go in there and compare like Alive to a milestone game, Alive is better. Like straight up. It's just better. You know? And if you try to compare Alive to like MX vs. ATV Supercross, Alive is just better. It's just better. Even if you try to compare Alive to like Unleashed and Untamed, I mean, Unleashed and Untamed were fucking amazing for their time. Do not get me wrong. They were more amazing for their time than Alive was. But when you could look back and compare them to this day, I mean, is Alive's physics more advanced than Unleashed and Untamed? Yeah, it is. Right? But when you try to compare to the GOAT, that's when the conversation changes. That's when she changes a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's a quad daddy right there if I've ever seen one. I got to try to hit that this next lap. So, you know, even though I say things like Reflex is just better than Alive, well, Alive is just better than a lot of other motocross games out there. So, it's a, you know, trust me, I see the positives to Alive. Don't ever get that twisted. I totally see it. But yeah, like Unleashed and Untamed, whoo, they were so good for their time, dude, especially content-wise. Oh, man. You're not going to compete with the content of Unleashed and Untamed. You're just not, dude. Fucking Enduro Cross, Like free ride on every motocross track. I mean, good God, man. That was a whole nother level. That was a whole nother thing. But again, back in those days, the physics and the track designs, you know, you didn't have terrain deformation in Unleashed and Untamed. You didn't really have a lot of, you obviously didn't have dual stick controls. You didn't have a whole lot of leaning forward and backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, obviously Reflex changed the game forever. Changed it forever, bruh. I feel like, you know, Reflex was the first game to introduce terrain deformation. It was the first game to introduce the dual stick control Reflex controls. Still to this day, I feel like it did the best of both of those things, without a doubt. Still the best terrain deformation. Still the best dual stick control feeling. I still feel like that. It took Milestone forever to get to the point to where they actually started to allow you to turn both your thumbsticks the same direction to throw a whip in the air. That was cute, Milestone. That took you long enough. I was telling Milestone to do that back in like MXGP2. Oh, then they finally did it in like Supercross fucking 3, I think. Like, yeah, good one, Milestone. Good one, dog. You could have put that in like 5 games ago. That would have been cool, but you know. Like, Reflex laid the groundwork for everything. That's really what makes Reflex the GOAT. It pushed down a door that you can never push down again in motocross gaming. Period. Period. Alive just didn't do that. Sorry to break it to you, but Alive just didn't do that. It didn't fucking rocket ship through that door, break that fucking door down. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't do that. It was like an extension, but not necessarily... It was like an extension, but also a regression. I don't even know how to explain Alive compared to, like... I don't even know. It would have made a lot more sense to me if Alive would have came out before Reflex. That would have made way more sense than Alive coming out after Reflex. That's really what it all comes down to. Like, if this would have been the game after Untamed, oh, man... This would have been like fucking next level. But with it coming out after Reflex and then not having the full Supercross series, you know, getting into that micro DLC, oh man, that damn near killed the MX vs. ATV series. I just have to break it to you. Like, if you ever want to know where that came from, that micro DLC shit came from, it started in Alive. That's where it started at. So again, you can look back to Reflex pushed the door down, and Alive was the first one to start to introduce this weird little micro DLC shit, right? So, come on now. We got to look at everything here, you know what I'm saying? We got to look at everything here. Yeah, Reflex did have the DLC, which was fucking amazing DLC at that, but again, even without Reflex's DLC, it still had a full Supercross series, full Motocross series, three full-blown freeride tracks, Omnicross Trail, everything, really. 2 customizable 252 strokes, 125s. The only thing I wish they would have had really in Reflex that it didn't have was like the 50cc bikes that Untamed had. And, you know, obviously shit like, could you imagine from Reflex's original developer, enduro cross tracks for Reflex? Whoo! Oh, brother, I'm getting a little too excited. Oh, man, that would have been, oh, man. That was a little bit of a missed opportunity right there. Oh, shit. Now that I think about that, that would have been fucking sick. Can you imagine multiplayer races on original Reflex developer enduro cross tracks? Woo, buddy. Shoo, buddy. Oh, bro. That would have been like a whole vibe. That would have been a vibe and a half if I've ever seen one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Alive definitely seems to have, you know, it's a little more what you'd call realistic, like scaling and stuff like that. I can definitely see that for sure, but this track's pretty cool right here, man. It's got a nice little flow to it. Nice little flow to it, bruh. Sweep-ass corner right there, boy. Sweep-ass corner. Spency boy jumping through the fucking trees out here. Gotta love the tree jumper. Old tree jumper. Yo, Barneasy, what the fuck? You're always popping up in my streams when I'm not playing Reflex multiplayer. How the hell does that happen, dog? How the hell does that happen? We're going to be doing some more of them Reflex multiplayer streams, though. Pronto ASAP Rocky, quicker than you say Bob's your uncle, boy. We're going to be doing it quickly. We're just having a little fun on a live today. I still enjoy coming back to this game, even still to this day. It's a good old time coming back to. Sipping on tea break, tea break. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, that Stewie compound. Yo, let's just point this out right here, okay? Oh, Barneasy, the big Hogwarts wizard out here. He's got to take a break from his studies, okay? He's big dog status now, dude. He's a scholar now, dude. We got to be careful. Okay. Yeah, I got to love the old catapult. Oh, brother. The old catapult. Yeah, that's what I was about to say right there. Imagine Alive just without the James Stewart compound. Just imagine that. Like, picture that in your mind. Think about that for a second, okay? Strip out that James Stewart compound. Then you would have had literally no Supercross content when the game came out. Literally. None. I can promise you, these boys would not be saying this game was as amazing as it was without that Stewart compound. Period. Period, dude. Get the fuck off my stage. I'm the Z-Man. Boy, I thought this gear right here was pretty badass back in the day. I remember I almost bought this in real life. I still remember that vividly. This gear was called like Tropic Thunder, some shit. It was pretty cool. I actually like this gear a lot. I always love multicolored gear, especially ones that's got that purple perp skirt vibe going on it. Galaxy purple. You know we're rocking that shit, boy. But, yeah. Always love those multicolored gear sets here. Boys, we got our microphone audio on a whole nother level. Did some major tweaking to that between the last stream and this stream. So, should be able to notice the difference there. But yeah, but really when it comes down to it, what genuinely makes me like Reflex's physics better, or more, is, holy nuts. It really just comes down to that restrictive, that slightly more restrictive feeling that Alive has versus Reflex. Not as much like smooth, flowy off the jump face. And when you land out of a transition, certainly if you don't clutch boost on Alive, it's definitely not going to be the same as Reflex in transitions. But that really right there is what it is. Like, in the grand scheme of it, that's what makes me like Reflex's physics. It's just got a little more flowy, keep your momentum up naturally, little bit looser off of that jump face, right? That's if I could pinpoint it, that's really what makes me personally enjoy Reflex a little bit more physics-wise. And then if you notice, whenever they went to MX vs. ATV Supercross, they went even further down that restrictive route. They went even further down the shitty route. They got even further away from Reflex. And then it got even worse. AKA kind of proving my point here. Right? If you can understand what I'm saying here. What's up, boys in chat? Spency boy just out here fat ripping on... Catapult Canyon, the old canyon with the catapult in it, bruh. Let's get this bitch in first person, dude. Let's take a little look-see at this. Holy crap. Okay. Okay, Spence. Oh, hello. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, Spency boy. That's a little bit hard to keep your eyes on it, but reflexes on the 360 was fucking terrible. So, you know, I can't really say much about that. But that reflex first person mod on PC, though, that's a vibe and a half when you get to that. That's a vibe and a half. But yeah, like you can see the deformation kind of forming right there. Certainly not going to grab you as much as a reflex deformed rut. Definitely not. Definitely not. This is more akin to that newer age of deformation that's really smooth, blow it out type deformation. This is way more akin to that than reflex is. Like this deformation right here is just straight up not going to affect you as much on the track as deformation on reflex. Period. Like no question about it. I know you can jump into that. I'm kind of getting squirrely here though. Oh, Spence. What's up, boys in chat? We're just out here on some good old Alive action, bruh. I feel like you can get the bike to whip so many more different kind of ways on reflex than you can Alive. Like, you can still scrub in this game pretty good. I'll give Alive that. They still have a pretty good difference in the scrub feeling versus the whip feeling. That's a thing they're completely missing in these newer motocross games. At least Alive had that. But still yet, I just don't feel like you can get as much variation coming off that jump face. Like, you can turn it up, you can do a couple little things, but I just don't think it's quite as the freedom that you have on Reflex's whip system. I don't think it's quite as much freedom. And then I feel like All Out got a little too much freedom. You know, on All Out, it started getting into that do 7 backflips on a 50-foot jump. That's where it starts going a little too super arcadey, you know? I think that's kind of what killed All Out a little bit, was got a little too crazy with the potential in-error movements and shit. There's a balance to it for damn sure, dude. There's definitely a balance to it. There's that line. Now we're hitting something. Now we're hitting something, boys. Whoa. We kind of got into that corner there a little bit, bros. But yeah, I don't play Alive very much nowadays. Just keeping it real with you. I don't really play this game very much nowadays. But there was a time where I was fucking scooting in this game. There was a time when I was. Nowadays, I just don't play it like that, though. There was a particular time where I was scooting in all these games. Reflex, Alive, fucking all of them. But it changes when you don't really play them very much anymore. Kind of changes your shit up a little bit, you know? Whoa. Okay, there we go. But it's just all in kind of how, like, what level of arcadey feeling are you looking for? I think at the end of the day, that's really, you know, some people want a easier wheelie and stoppy system than what it was on Reflex. Some people want that, right? And some people want, like, a system of, like, clutch boosting and shit like that. You know, some people want that. So it all comes down to what you want. That's really, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. I prefer there not being a clutch boosting system because I don't like to sit there and have to try to pull and dump my clutch every time I land off of a jump. That's just annoying to me. Did that guy just fucking beat me? I think he did right at the last corner. But yeah, for me personally, that... Have any of y'all ever played WWE games? Dude, I swear, the only time I would have ever played something like that is like going to my buddy's house that had a game like that. I don't think I ever actually, I might have rented a couple of them back in the day, but I haven't done, certainly haven't played any of those in a while. And here's another little thing about Alive that is just straight up worse than Reflex. You have bikes and you have ATVs. Let me repeat. You have bikes and you have ATVs. You don't have UTVs. You don't have customizable 252 strokes. You don't have trophy trucks. You don't have monster trucks. You don't have golf carts. You don't have anything else. That's an indisputable worse element of Alive right there. Indisputable. It's like not even up for debate, you know? We got to get on that Stewie compound, bruh. Yeah, I would love to see the stat of like the amount of hours people have put into the Stewart compound compared to every other part of the game. I bet you people have put like literally 100 times the amount of time into the Stewart compound than they have the rest of the game. Oh, man. It sucks that we didn't get this for Reflex. That's the biggest tragedy about it all. It sucks that they didn't get, you know, the timing of everything didn't work out to where they got Stewart involved with the MX vs. ATV series. Sucks that didn't come around when Reflex was out. 'Cause I'm telling you right now, boy, if you'd have had a Stewart compound on Reflex from the original Reflex developers, I can only dream, my dudes. I can only dream. That's the shit that I literally have dreams about, dog. That's the shit that's like, that's what dreams are made of right there, dude. Like, oh, man. Oh, man. You see how good it was in Alive. Just imagine how good it would have been in Reflex. Oh, bro. That sucks so bad that didn't happen, that didn't link up like that. Damn, dude. That sucks. But it is what it is. We can't cry over spilled milk, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yo, if they ever fucking make a Reflex remastered, oh, for the love of God, please. Please make a stock track Reflex vibe Stewart compound. Please, dude. Please, dude. That's all I want for Christmas, dude. That's it, dude. Mariah Carey's about to pop off right here, dude. That's literally all I want for Christmas. Is a big... Oh, just kidding. No, for real, though. Like, damn, dude. Could you imagine? Like, just picture that in your mind right now. Just picture that. I mean, holy crap. With Reflex's Deformation 12-player multiplayer. Oh, dude. Oh, what a tragedy. Like, damn it, dude. That would have been so next level, dude. This jump right here is fucking Big Daddy. Big Daddy. Booter. We entered the booter. Yeah, so they had the little 50cc Stewart bike. I actually forgot about that. Let me shut this off right here. They actually had that. That was the secret bike on this track, but you can't ride with that 50cc bike anywhere else. Am I correct about that? I'm pretty sure this is just like the 252 stroke in the sense of you can only use it on that one particular free ride track. Why? Why? I'm pretty damn sure that's the case. So just imagine how stupid this is. They had a 252 stroke in this game. They had a 2-stroke ATV. They had a 50cc bike. And none of which are customizable or able to be used on any other track than the free ride track that they're on. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Literally, I want to talk to whoever the fuck thought that was a good idea. Like, really, bro? Really, bro? I mean, come on now, dude. That's what I mean by do not limit things. Like, I'm not even a game developer, and I can understand that you would never want to limit something like that in that particular way. Like, why the fuck? Why? Yeah, that's pretty badass. Alive has a 50cc bike and Reflex doesn't. But you can only use it in the James Stewart compound, so it takes away all the potential positive that would have had, you know? Oh, good luck on that Supercross triple on this thing, Doug. Spency boy out here, just big daddy. Just absolute big daddy, big hossing, big daddy vibing, New Balance vibing. Just kidding, that's Alpine Stars. Dude, we need to get some New Balance boots in these games. I tell you what, brother. Gotta get us some New Balance boots in these games. Just call me the New Balance Daddy. That's what I want to be known as, New Balance Daddy. If I slip away, if I die today, y'all better not come to my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all need to just realize I'm the New Balance Daddy. Oh, man, this is kind of funny right here. What's up, Raphael? What's up, big dog? Oh, Spency boy. Oh, Spency boy. Oh, bros. Like, where's the physics to the stoppie system? Where's it at? Because I just did a stoppie right there, and I'm not moving at all, and it's just holding the stoppie. I mean, it's literally just... That's too easy, baby. That's a little too easy, baby. Let me pop a Willy No Squilly Wet Willy Wednesday on this thing. Hang on just a second. Yeah, like, come on, bruh. I can literally do this with my eyes closed, like, literally. I think it's a little more tricky on the 50cc bike than it is on the bigger bikes, but... Oh, man, you gotta love this little thing, dude. Just absolutely ripping her. Oh, dude. Dude, yeah, if you're not rocking New Balances in today's world, like, you're definitely not pulling chicks. For damn sure. I give a fuck who you are. If you ain't rocking New Balance, I'm talking New Balances like old school New Balances, not new school. I'm talking your dad's New Balances, right? Back in 1992. I'm talking that kind of style. I'm talking like... And then also when New Balances start popping off, where the gray New Balances start popping off, right? You know what I'm talking about, the gray ones. That style is also will pull some chicks, but the new ones, nah, not so much. The 90s dad vibe ones and then the gray vibed ones, those are the two ones you'll pull some chicks with. Straight up. Trust me, I know from experience, okay? Trust me. You don't need a 12-step program. Like, just listen to what I'm saying, dog. This is it right here, dude. Oh, man, just ripping and snorting out here on the 50cc on the Stewie compound. Oh, bro. Just doubles, absolutely hitting these massive doubles, dude. Just ripping the massive doubles. Oh, bro. Oh, I tried to clutch boost it. It wasn't quite enough, dude. It wasn't quite enough. Yeah, New Balances are popping off, though, dog. Like, straight up. New Balances is like, you can kind of get away from looking like all them dudes trying to wear all that new shit, you know? You can kind of have a cool little different vibe than that. Oh, tossing the 50, dude. Straight tossing the 50. Yeah, Supercross Encore actually does feel different than the original MX vs. ATV Supercross. That's a weird thing. Another weird thing that I've never been able to figure out. I feel like MX vs. ATV Supercross Encore is a little more like Alive than just MX vs. ATV Supercross. They definitely went in there and changed something with the physics when they went to Encore. I don't know exactly what they changed, but dog, they changed something without a doubt. Like, oh, Spence. Yeah, it wasn't just you, dude. No. I felt that same exact thing. Because they probably got so much fucking negative feedback from going from Alive to Supercross, they were like, shit, We got to change something. We got to change something with these physics. You know, that's probably what it was, right? Yeah, Fish Boy, see, you said, am I the only one who, it says, started streaming 6 minutes ago for? Yeah, YouTube's having some issues with that, like, telling when I started the stream, and because I noticed that yesterday with my stream yesterday, it literally wasn't even showing up, like, after I got done with the stream, it wasn't even showing up on my front page of my channel. And it was trying to tell me that I streamed, like, the day before. I don't know. There was some weird shit going on yesterday. But then it finally saved it like it was supposed to. So there's a couple of weird things going on right now with kind of when it says you started a stream and when it says you ended a stream. But I think it all kind of irons itself out, like, after a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? It kind of irons itself out. But no, we've been streaming here for, like, at least an hour and a half at this point. So, definitely been more than 6 minutes for show. Oh, bro, about to hit these Mac Daddy Supercross rhythms. Whoa. Yeah, I really like having these discussions in here on these live streams because in a video, it's kind of shitty because I can only really give my opinion and then I can't really, like, see everybody else's opinion and then explain what I'm saying, you know, kind of get a little deeper into what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. You know, in a video, you just say one half of it, then people comment, then that's all there is to it. But you have a discussion in a live stream and you can kind of get a little more back and forth with it, you know? Everything's got so much context to it. A lot of times videos don't have all the context that they need. Dude asks, what's my favorite MX versus ATV Reflex? I mean, literally my grandma could do this, dude. Like, look at this. You're going to tell me this is better physics than Reflex? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Stop it. Like, stop it, bro. Dude said in chat a while ago, well, the thing about Alive was it had better, more realistic physics than Dog. Stop it. No pun intended. Stop it. Like, there's certain things you can do in the physics of Alive that literally don't make sense. Like, yeah, there's a couple times on Reflex where you can do something stupid in the air and still land it. Yeah, there is. But it's not quite like this. There's a couple things on this game that just kind of takes it to a different level of, like, that would never fucking happen. You would never be able to do that. Like, not even close. I do love these cool little, almost like GP style tracks, though. They're pretty kick-ass. Oh, bros. Dude asked, what Monster Energy Supercross game do I think is the best? Well, it's got to be the newer ones. Because you got so much more, like, movement, variation of the whip, skill gap to the jump, you know, stuff like that. Isaac Lucas, you got to go to your Paboso file, and then you go to profiles, and then you go to your name, and then you go, fuck, I'm getting lost here now. You go, shit, I can't remember at that point. I'd have to look at it again. I don't know. Actually, I could probably look at that real quick. Hang on just a second. I can tell you. Hang on just a second. I can tell you, brother. Hold on just a minute here, brother. I'll take a look-ski for you. We got to put in the work for the dude-skis out here. I tell you what, I do things like this for members of the channel. I'm just telling you. I do things like this for the members of the channel, okay? All right, let me look. You go to Poboso File, MX Bikes, Profiles, click on your name, then you go down to the Profile, different kind of looking file, Configuration Settings, right? Then you go to that. Then you can see all those little settings that you can't really change inside of the game. That's how you get to that. That's how you make your deformation more than you can have it in the game. That's how you make your field of view higher than you can have it in the game. So, yeah. Oh, dude, I remember this little track. This was cool. This was a fun one. Let's hit the restart on this. This was definitely a fun one right here. Always hit the clutch button that it was set to for reflex on this. Oh, for some reason, I'm always trying to hit the right bumper for clutch, but this was the first game they made it where it was the left bumper. Because there was such an element of clutch boosting in the game, they knew people, not everybody's going to play this game claw formation, so they knew they had to put that clutch on that other side because they knew how important it was every time you landed to have the dump in the clutch. Interesting when you think about that. You think about how they kind of developed it around that. But yeah, we're going to have a shitload of streams coming up. I want to do let me get my words right. Horton Here's the Who. I want to get some Forza Horizon 5 streams going. I want to get some, maybe even a Battlefield 2042 stream when that comes out. That'd be kind of on a vibe there. Obviously, MX Bike streams on the way. Now that I got all my streaming stuff working properly, and I've done like 4 or 5 streams here with no hiccups, now I'm getting a little more confident in everything that I'm doing here, so I'll be able to do more different kind of streams. So be sure you got that notification bell, all notifications hit for the channel. So you can, because sometimes it straight up will not send you the notification when I'm trying to stream. So, be sure you got that going there. We're going to have the face cams with the green screens coming up. We're going to be doing a shitload more in my Discord for the members of the channel. We got the memberships, Dudeski memberships popping back up. Become a Dudeski today, okay? I do all kinds of little special shit for the members. Just like Isaac right there asking me about something about on MX Bikes. If that wouldn't have been a member, I would not have went through the trouble to look that up, okay? So there's little shit I'll do for you like that if you're a member of the channel. And there's also a bunch of other perks that you get, but it just it allows me to separate some guys from the crowd, and I can really help them out with things and stuff like that, and they're supporting the channel more, so it's kind of a help me and then I help you type thing. That's kind of the way my memberships are getting for the channel. But yeah. But, I mean, it's pretty apparent now that I'm popping off with these live streams. I mean, there ain't no question about it at this point, so we're not going to go through what we went through last year or the start of this year, where I was live streaming last year and then didn't live stream for damn near a year. That's not going to happen again. Straight up. Not going to happen again. So, this is an interesting little track, though, dude. Oh, my God. Let me pop off real quick. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do an MXGP 2021 live stream, too. Woo-wee. That's going to be a good old time. Trust me, you're going to want to tune into that one. Trust, bro. Big trust. You're going to want to tune into that one, dogs. That's the one you don't want to miss right there, boys. Because I'm going to fucking go off on that shit, boy. Oh, man. Oh, man. Not again. Oh, man. Oh, man. There ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what I'm going to say in that stream, boy. But yeah, just from the early gameplay that I have seen of MXGP 2021, whoo, I can already tell you it's going to be a good old time getting in there streaming that. Whoa. Dude asks, is this game on PC? Anyone? No, I actually think this one and Untamed were the two that were never on PC for some odd reason. I really don't understand that. I don't get it. I can't figure that one out, dude. They got MX vs. ATV Unleashed on PC with a track editor. Okay. But then this, they don't have this on PC or Untamed. And neither one of these have a track editor, but they did just add the track editor for Supercross Encore. So it's kind of a... Dude says you just emulated Alive and Untamed? Yeah, I never even really thought about that. All right, let's get back to the normal view here. What's up, boys? Just tuning in. Spency Boy streaming back to back to back to back to back to back to back. This is what I do now, dog. I don't even give a shit about a video anymore. I just want to live stream. This is so much more fun for me. This is so much more fan interaction, which is kind of the whole point of all this shit. You know, it's so much more of all of that. I'm making literally quadruple the amount of money that I was making from videos. Like, bruh, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for me to live stream every day. And it's really a no-brainer for me to just keep improving on it as well. So we got a lot of things coming down here, man. That's making a little more deformation than a couple of those other tracks I was on. Just a little more, not a lot more. Just a little more. I'm just chilling in the back right now, dude. Yeah, these tracks had a cool little, like, circuit, Mario Kart circuit. I don't know, GP circuit. They had a cool little feeling like that to them, you know? Whoa! Every once in a while, you'll do that on a live. Every once in a while, bro. And it's been a while. A year, better hold on. Year. Oh, dude. That was a whole vibe. That music was a whole vibe. Oh, bruh. We got old Bob in the chat. Bob the Big Dog in the chat. I about said Bob the Builder. My bad. Bob the Big Dog in chat. That sounds a little better. Yo, if you can't deal with people making fun of your name, hence turkey, gobble, gobble, this turkey can fly, okay? If you can't deal with people making fun of your name, you're never going to make it in life. I just have to tell you that right now. I've literally embraced the Spencer turkey, okay? I embraced it. It's a part of my channel. I have a custom fucking turkey emoji for the members of my channel, okay? My closest dudes call me turkey, okay? You are no longer offending me by calling me turkey. You see what I did there? You see how I did that? It just takes a little bit of smarts, boys. That's all it takes. And it cracks me up when the certain individuals still think they're offending me with the turkey. It's like, bruh, you do realize I have a turkey custom emoji for the members of my channel. You fucking idiots. You're not offending me anymore. You never did in the first place, but I thought it was funny, but you definitely ain't now. Like, for damn sure. It's like, come on now. This turkey can fly, brother. This turkey's got wings, boys. Boy, I gotta do like a Thanksgiving stream. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. We gotta have some turkey merch, dude. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Could you imagine some kick-ass, like, turkey merch, dude? I don't mean, like, just merch from... I mean, literally turkey merch, dog. That would be so kick-ass, dude. Oh. Oh, man. Zanman out here, bro. Alive with the Alive vibe. Yeah, well, this is okay, so this is the thing right here with Alive. It runs out of content. That, just like we were talking about, it's like, just like right now, I've basically just about rode on all these national tracks, right? So then it's like, okay, I could go ride on these short tracks, but that's not really... I got one more free ride track I can go in here and kind of ride on. But other than that, that's it. That's all there is, dude. There ain't nothing else to it. So, you see the difference in that and like a Unleashed, Untamed, and a Reflex? You see the difference there? You're just not going to be able to play this game as long as you would play those other games strictly off of content. No way. Absolutely no way. Oh, Spence. Thought we was going to get the Dubski. Thought we was going to get the double. Oh, bro. There we go. There we go. Getting achievements out here on this account. Yeah, right there about 2012, I changed my email and I got like new Call of Duty accounts, new Reflex, Alive, all those accounts. I had everything maxed out on all these games back before that, but then I had to kind of like redo everything again. I thought that was another weird little thing about Alive. Like, why is it a scrub, whatever that scrub, whatever they call them in the game, the little, I don't know, little perks or whatever the fuck. Like, why is that unlocked at the literal very last level of the game? You know, if you're going to have some kind of little perk that affects your physics system, it'd probably be good not to make that something where you got to put, you know, 300 hours into the game before you get it. Before you can actually fully experience the full physics system of the game. You know? That was another little weird thing I always thought about that. Let's find this little bike over here, dude. There she is. Leaned up on the tree. There she is. Dude asked, what other games do I play besides moto games? Well, I'm pretty, I mean, I got pretty into PUBG. Obviously, Call of Duty sucks ass now, but I did get into the newer Modern Warfare. I feel like I'm going to get into that new Battlefield at least a little bit. Fuck that new Call of Duty. I don't even want to touch that. The new Halo, you know, that's got a little bit of potential. I mean, I pretty much play anything, dude. I mean, I love RTS games. You might not even think of that, but like, dog, you put me on some Command and Conquer, whoo-wee, I can fucking have a time with that shit, dude. I love me some Command and Conquer army versus this army type shit. And I like car racing games. I like GTA. I played all that. San Andreas was big dog status, right? There's a lot of potential here for the channel as far as different games I can play, because I play everything. There's really not a whole lot of like games that I just wouldn't play or I just don't play. Dude, look at these jumps. Like, oh man, we're straight enduro. Enduro Spency boy right here. Whoa, this bike does not have the same movement as a standard bike in the game. You can barely even move this thing in the air. I don't think I ever noticed that before. What the fuck? Yeah, dude said, who plays COD anymore? Trust me, I totally understand. Yeah, COD died back after, like, Black Ops 2. That was really the first death of Call of Duty. Then it's tried to get reincarnated a couple times. I think they did a decent job with this newer Modern Warfare as far as the gunplay. Like, that was the closest to the old school shit that I've felt in a really long time. But, like, Advanced Warfare, Infinite bullshit, what the fuck are they even doing? I wasn't a big fan of, like, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 45,000. Really wasn't the biggest fan of those. I wasn't a big fan of the World War II one, because that was, like, trying to be World at War, but it was just worse in every way. And the Battlefields have kind of went through an interesting little weird thing. They were badass back in, like, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. Oh, man. Some people don't even realize how badass that was back in those days, dude. I had a fucking time on that back in the day. That was so much fun. I can still remember in my head on, I think it was Bad Company 2, multiplayer, right? There was this, like, farm map, and you could get in this little barn with a sniper, and you had, like, a perfect sight line on this massive, like, this mainline road that they all came down. And it, you know, they had to come down that road because it was they had to capture that point or whatever. Dude, it was so kick-ass. It was so much fun, dude. But yeah, boys, I appreciate you tuning in to another stream. This has been a fun one. We got the active viewers up to like 70 at one point in this stream, so we're going somewhere now, boys and girls. We're definitely going somewhere now, dudes and dudeskies. But yeah, I played a shitload of games back on like the PS2 era. You know, that sort of vibe era. I played so many games from back in that time. I feel like I was pretty good age-wise to play like a lot of the really good games. You know, shit from like the early 2000s all the way up to from 2000 to 2010 was a fucking awesome time to be a gamer. Like, oh man. Everything from like the Mortal Kombats to the oh, dude, the NBA Street Volume 2, bruh. You might catch me on the road, but not my house. You might catch me on the road. Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, that just took me back right there thinking about that. Holy. 45 Palms. This was that super easy one. Yeah, that was like, I got a PS2 when I was like, somewhere around that like 8 years old mark. So you could just imagine like, you know, obviously that's what I was into, dog. Like, Vice City, San Andreas came a little bit after. But I rented so many games. That was back in the days when the renting games was like a big thing. You actually go into a store to rent the game, right? The movie galleries and the Blockbusters and the holy shit, I'm getting old now. Okay, it's a little sad. But that was back in them days when, like, I feel like you played so many more different kind of games back in the days because of renting games, whereas now it's more so like you... I guess now they're starting to get it with the Xbox Pass and some shit, but there for a while, though, you basically had to buy the game to play it. So I feel like a lot of people didn't play as many different weird... I played so many weird fucking games on a PS2, it ain't even funny, dude. Just like, oh, well, I ain't played that game yet. Fuck it. We'll rent it this weekend, you know? We'll rent that thing this weekend, right? And did a lot of that back in the day, dude. Lots of that. I don't know what the hell I was just doing. I totally forgot about moving my right thumbstick. I don't know what. I felt like I was playing like Unleashed or Untamed for a second. I just completely forgot about using it. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, we got a lot of live streams coming up, dude. I've been live streaming every day. I'm going to continue to live stream every single day. So, it's going to be a good time, boys. It's going to be a real good time. I've had a good time streaming again, dude. This is what I live for. This is what I die for right here, dog. Like, streaming is life. It gives me a whole different feeling than videos. A whole different feeling. It's like not even the same comparing. It just ain't even the same thing. But yeah, we're going to have a bunch more Reflex multiplayer streams coming up. I had so much fun on that on a couple of these last streams. I'm definitely doing that again. We're doing a bunch more of those. And yeah, I'll start experimenting with some of those other kind of games, streaming some different kind of games and stuff. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we got a lot of games coming out here this next month. We got Battlefield. Call of Duty's already out. I don't even know when Battlefield comes out. We got Halo, we got MXGP 2021, Forza just came out, so there's quite a bit of shit going on right here, holiday season 2021. Quite a few games coming out, dude. Dude said in chat, yo, Spence, get into an online lobby. I play Alive online on PS3 every day. Well, sorry, dog, but I'm on the Xbox 360, brother. Plus, I don't actually have Xbox Live right now. I had to cut that off. I don't actually even have Xbox Live right now. I don't have a PS3 either. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to have Xbox Live right now because as far as consoles, I play on more so on like PS4. I don't have the PS5 shit yet, but I'm mainly PC, dude, at this point, so I still go back and play the 360 just for fun, but I don't really do a whole lot of online on the 360 anymore, you know? A lot of the servers are shut down for a lot of games. It's kind of not even really worth it. I don't even have PlayStation Network right now. Or PlayStation Plus right now, I meant to say. I don't have any, like, subscription shit right now. I'm trying to save a little bit of money, bruh. But yeah, I'm kind of on that vibe now where it's like whatever PC game that I have that I feel like I would want to play on a console, I just play it with a controller on PC. So, like, if I'm playing the Master Chief Collection on PC, if I'm playing, you know, Reflex, certainly Reflex on PC. Shit, let me hit the pause button. I will be right back. Gotta go grab a water real quick. I drank all my tea, dude. Holy shit. Drank all my tea, bro. Alrighty then. Yeah, I see a lot of you boys, you've talked about a couple of these different car racing games. Yeah, I mean, I played everything from like original Forza on the original Xbox. Everything. Need for Speed on the PS1, okay, and obviously Need for Speed Underground 1, 2, all that shit. Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix. We gotta do a stream on that shit, dude. Oh, bro. That was the one that fucking had, I'm pretty sure Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix had literally, let me think about it in my head. Yeah. Why don't we play something them O's will like? Try whips I know they like. Twist L you told them, right? I'm pretty sure that was in that game, dude. Pretty sure. Dude hit me with the super chat. Stefanos Neofontistos. I don't know how to say your name, big dog. Sorry. €2, I'm pretty sure is what that is. He says, yo, bro. What's up, dog? I appreciate that super chat, buddy. Any of you guys that send super chats, like, you can do more than just say, hey. Like, you can ask me a question, and I'll answer it. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of super chats where you guys are just like, oh, hey, bro, or what's up, dude? But, like, you can ask me a question if you want. Yeah, Dove Edition, dude. Oh, bro. Kids today won't remember that type of shit. Kids today won't remember that type of shit. That's what I mean by, like, I on my channel, I've done, like, basically only motocross shit, but, dude, I've got the history with everything else. I'm telling you right now. I've got the history with everything else, dude. Because, like I'm saying, back in them days, it's like you just played everything, it seemed like. Like you played everything. You played the Mortal Kombat, you played the car racing games, you played the motocross racing games, you played this, you played that, you played everything. You know? I also have a lot of experience on, like, Nintendo 64. Even though that was a little before my time, kind of. I would have been really little when that was actually, like, popping off. Dude asked, can I do JS7? Yeah, I got you, dog. Let's do JS7 with quite a few laps. Let's do, like, 15. Yeah. Dude asking chat, yo, Spence, would you send me your Xbox in a live game? Dude said in chat, Reflex plus Alive equals perfect arcade motocross game. I don't know if I can agree with that. I don't know. I feel like Reflex is what you're trying to explain. I really just feel like certain people haven't, for whatever reason, they haven't, like, felt that feeling that I've felt on the 360 version of Reflex. For whatever reason, either they haven't put enough time into it, they haven't really started trying to crank that bike over on the jump faces, they haven't really... When I say I've put 8,000 plus hours into the 360 version of Reflex, I mean I've put 8,000 plus hours into the 360 version of Reflex, okay? You get kind of a little bit of a different understanding of the game and a feeling out of the game when you play it that much. But, and I've probably put, I don't know, I've probably put 2,000 hours into Alive on the 360. That would be like about where I think I've played Alive. So I still put an assload of time into Alive. I mean, don't ever get that twisted. But I put way the fuck more into Reflex. Way more. But that's what I'm saying, though. I think, like, certain people, they just haven't felt that on Reflex. What I'm trying to talk about and explain when I say it's, oh, dude, it's so amazing, it's like they've never even felt it. Because if they did feel it, I promise you, they wouldn't be saying shit like that, you know? They just wouldn't be. I say I don't think it's really we're like disagreeing as much as it is I think certain people just haven't felt what I've felt on Reflex. That's more so what it is versus, oh, you felt it and you just don't think Reflex is that good. I just don't think it's that way. I genuinely don't think it's that way. Oh, let's hold hands over the jump, dog. There's a little hand holding over the jump. No big deal. There's a little hand holding. Oh, Spence. Hey, old Spency boy. 40 dudes back in the chat. Anytime I get on the Stewart compound, my viewership goes up by double. Don't worry. Just a little fun fact. Just a little fun fact. This jump right here is pretty fatty. It was pretty fatty. But yeah, you can't sit here and tell me that whip physics right there is as good as Reflex's whip physics. You just can't. It's just not. It's still pretty good in this grand scheme of like all motocross games. It's pretty good, but it ain't no Reflex. Like if you was to hit a jump like that on Reflex, you could do so much more in the air. So much more than that. Like, you can definitely scrub in this game, though, which is kick-ass. I'm really glad they have that in here. All right, let's take over first place real quick, Ski. And I find it to be kind of awkward in this game when you do whip really big, and then the bike tries to, like, pull itself back around. That's the part of the whip that doesn't look natural at all. That's a part of the animation of the whip that it ain't even close to Reflex. Like, that's the part kind of like, when you start the whip, it looks pretty good. You know, it looks pretty natural, but then when it comes back around, it just doesn't look right to me. And yes, I totally understand there's more ways to whip than one, okay? I totally get it, but I just mean in general, it's not as fluent coming back, bringing the whip back around. Oh, we got to jump to there. Okay. Dude says, can you do an oppo? Yeah, I'll try up here on some of these bigger jumps. The crazy thing about Reflex, though, is like it has leg swag. If you scrub the bike really hard, the rider will literally take his leg off. That was before leg swag was even a thing in real life, really. That's fucking insane. Little fact about Reflex right there. And Reflex also has, you can still do an oppo whip on Reflex, and that was way before oppo whips were really a big thing in real life. So the fact that you could literally do those certain things on Reflex before it was even a thing in real life is fucking mind-blowing. It is crazy. Like, I'm not saying nobody did an oppo whip before 2009, but I'm just saying it wasn't like a thing like it is now. You know, leg swag and oppo whips were not, back in 2009, they weren't as much of a thing as they are now. Without a doubt, bro. Well, I can't fucking move because of this guy. I tried, bro. I tried, but got a little hung up there. Let me get on a bigger jump here. Yeah, there's just a little too much momentum swing on Alive for my own personal taste. Little bit too much momentum swing. Shit, sorry, I forgot to do an oppo on that. Let me get up here. I don't know if I can really do a good one on this. Let me see. Little bit. Let me hit this big daddy fatty jump up here. Damn, now I'm going to catch right up to this idiot again. God dang it, dude. Well, kind of getting it a little bit. Not as much as I could, though. That's a pretty good jump right there to do it on. But again, it's one of those things I think it comes down to if Alive was the first dirt bike game you really got into, right? That was the one you really started getting into motocross games on. That's the first one you really played. Then you're always going to have that little connection to Alive's feeling, right? Like I'm saying, if you could find the stat of the amount of people that think Alive is better than Reflex, I guarantee you it's like 99.99% of those guys, Alive was really the first motocross game they really got into. You know? That makes a ginormous difference, dude. Whereas me, the way I kind of got into it was like, I played Excite Bike 64. That was like one of the first games I played. Motocross game-wise, right? Then I played all kinds of a slew of different random motocross games through the PS1, PS2 era. And then obviously got into like Motocross Madness. Then it went into like ATV Off-Road Fury, then MX Unleashed, then Untamed and Unleashed. Then, you know, then went to Reflex at that point after that. I feel like you could just get so much deeper into Reflex, though, because of it having so much more of an advancement of with the dual stick controls and the more of a whip system. There's like so much more time investment you could put into Reflex than you could have any other motocross game beforehand. Like, yeah, you could still go have fun on Untamed and Unleashed and have fun racing and free riding and all that, but Reflex kind of took her to a whole nother level as far as replayability, you know? Definitely. No doubt. Like, not even a question about it, dude. Oh, my ankle's itching, but I'm on the gas. Holy shit. And then I got into Alive when it came out in 2011, right? So I got that direct experience of like, had just played Reflex hardcore for like 3 years, then played Alive when it came out so I could have that direct comparison between, you know, Reflex and Alive, right? Then that went into Supercross Encore, Supercross and Supercross Encore, then the Milestone games, and, you know, then it kind of went from there. But I've played, like, so many, like, random PS1, PS2 motocross games, I couldn't even tell you what they were at this day and age. I literally can't even remember, like, the names or anything. I remember playing, like, split screen with my dad on, like, fucking literally, like, PS1. Like a random motocross game. I remember that, like, so vividly from back in the day. Triple that. And I also vividly remember making a custom track on Excitebike 64, which was fucking next level back in those days. See, a lot of people don't really understand my history in these motocross games. They think, oh, this guy started making videos in 2015 or whatever, so, but they don't realize the history to it, you know? Oh, shit. I mean, when you talk about pure hours into, like, all motocross games combined, I swear to God, like, I could be put up there with some of the highest hours ever put into dirt bike games ever before, period, by any human being. Like, I'm serious when I say I could be put up in that kind of category. I may not be the one that's got the most hours, but I'm up there, dog. Like, up there. This has basically literally been my life for, like, a decade plus. Like, that's straight up what it has been. Whoa. Slid off that berm there. See, it'll make some ruts on... That's the weird part. It'll make this deformation a little more like on the Stewart compound. But, like, you go to tracks like Catapult Canyon, and it doesn't really... I guess this is technically trying to be more of a sandy vibe. A little more like sand loam mix. So, I guess that makes sense a little bit. But even still... Even getting on the most deformation track you can get on in this game, it's still not as much as the least deformation track on Reflex. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, that's your comparison to that. I mean, that's kind of the Oppo style, but like just like that right there, like Reflex's whip air animation is quicker than Alive's. Alive, like, slowed everything down. It slowed that in-air animation down. I don't like that. I don't like it being slowed down from Reflex. Because it limits you. It limits how many different movements you can do and how quick you can bring it back around. And it really does limit you a little bit, man. And everything you can do with the whip system of Alive, you can also do in Reflex and more. You know what I mean? But, like, you can do more in Alive whip system-wise than you could in, like, any of the Milestone games. Definitely more than you could in MX vs. ATV Supercross, more than you could in like Unleashed and Untamed, you know. Holy. Boys, I appreciate you tuning in to another stream. This one's been really fun right here, boys. I had a good time on this one. I had a real good time on this one. All right, I'm probably going to call it there, boys. I appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. You know what it is. You already know what it is, dog. We're keeping that ball rolling, baby. Later, dudes.